60s, one of the elves covered up and it read Holywood. That's right, when His Holiness the Pope was in town. That's a true story. You can look that one up and find it on LA Times newspaper. And again, if you're looking all the way out, about 10 o'clock to 11, you'll find the white building, big black dome. That's the Griffith Observatory. Definitely a beautiful place to visit. Evening lights are lovely from the top. Now this is where it's going to put up by Hollywood Land Realty Company. That's really why I was telling you all about the farmland. Because when that Hollywood Land Realty sign went up, it was all about... Hey. And for those... If you go, if you're looking at the Hollywood sign, that's at 9 o'clock. Well, this thing that looks like an old Gothic castle. To the right of that big glass building. Big black glass building. Have you been out to Universal yet?
Yes.
Did you have fun? Did you like Wizarding World of Harry? Latest attraction at Universal. If you look behind it, there's cream-colored warehouses. That's Warner Brothers. That's where, excuse me, everyone having a little tickle. That's where Ellen tapes her TV show, Big Bang Theory. That's to our far right. And if you can look behind the Warner Brothers studios, you'll see the Walt Disney Studios. There's a little white water tower on it. It says Walt Disney Studios. If you're looking as far as you can see, that mountain range is called Harry Potter. Awesome. Did you like the mummy ride? Kind of scary. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to start moving. Give me just a second. San Gabriel Mountains. Those are the ones that get covered with snow in the winter. So when you see those postcards at the... I'm going to wait till this couple with their little kid passes so you don't get a picture of Katy Perry with some family in the photo. Once they pass, we'll move ahead. So cameras up. Look like stalkers, act like them. Have a few seconds to capture it. It's a big white house with the red roof. And she paid actually just a little over $8 million for it 4 years ago in March. Are you ready? On our right-hand side. Back at you, buddy. Next up is an Oscar winner. His name is... Look right here. Look out. Look over. You should see the studios, so we'll stop in just where the contracts are located. Like below us, Studio City is where George Clooney has owned his LA home for the last 30 years. If you haven't heard, everyone, he's a new papa. The twins were born, little girl, little boy. You can look that one up. You can see a really good aerial photo of it. 8 years ago, it was owned and lived in by Gavin Rossdale and his wife, Gwen Stefani. He moved out last year because he started an affair with the nanny. That's not a good thing, you know. So for those that need nannies in the future, make sure they look like Mrs. Doubtfire. Remember, as you heard about it in the news, it was actually Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony that lived there first. And they sold it to... yeah, Gavin and Gwen. This is the same neighborhood, everyone, that Manny Pacquiao, the boxer, lives in, and Hillary Duff. So that's called the Summit. Now, as we start moving, the next property's on the opposite side, and it's in a private gated community. His name is John Stamos. Anybody know that name? Okay, a couple of us. You can see the Pacific Ocean. That's why people build up here in the hills. So this is where a lot of the new producer and screenwriter, best friends with Oprah Winfrey. And he has a $25 billion home here in Beverly Hills Estates. If any of you are fans of him, he actually owns his own movie studio out in Atlanta, Georgia, where they actually use parts of his backlot for filming the hit TV show, The Walking Dead. Coming up on the left-hand side, for those that can see it, just a few seconds, check out what these platform homes look like. And run in 3, 2, and 1. Check it out. See if you feel comfortable sleeping there tonight. Yeah, that's what we call living on budget. Can you do it? Can you do it? I'm an LA girl. I could do it. I don't know if I could live in the houses below it, but I still could live above it. Because you just never know when your neighbor is going to be dropping in. Kind of scary. Next up are a couple of former homes, and the reason they're former is these two American actresses, daughter and mother, they died one day apart of each other. We're talking about Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. So Carrie Fisher is best known as Princess Leia. We'll be stopping. I'll show you as much as I can of their estates. They were still with us. They would have lived on the tour for just a little over 30 years for Carrie Fisher and 25 for Debbie Reynolds. The properties will be on our left in just about 1 minute. apartments or condos. Single family residence. Now the next one most people know. Now in Toluca Lake, renting a house for $80,000 a month rent. The camera's up quickly in 3, 2, 1. There's only one glass house at the top. That was the Justin Bieber house. Glass house, glass house. Yes, I'm having you look straight into the sun. I'm so sorry. But that's actually the in-house. He lived there after he got here. The Flats. F-L-A-T-S, the Beverly Hills. Flats. Top now. A lot of you know it. See where the tour buses stop? There's a driveway. Takes you by the guard station. So if you look to your right, everyone, this is the house that was used as Whitney Houston's house in the movie Bodyguard. That's why you know it. It was also used in the movie Godfather. Some of you might know that as well. It was the movie producer's house. So that is for sale. $135 million. Remember I told you it was Tree City? Well, look left and right. You've got ficus. Look left and right at the light. You've got pine trees, or just look straight ahead. You've got palm trees. So they named it Tree City, not us, everyone. And they planted the trees for that reason. So most people think lined with the palms that you see directly in front of you. We're going to go by a house in just a little bit that's either going to be very exciting or kind of scary. It's the current home of our 45th president, Donald Trump, everyone. That's right. He's owned it for over about 30 years. President running mate was going to be. And when he was here, there was Secret Service, police. We couldn't even get within 2 blocks of it. But you'll see it very close. It'll be on your left in just a little bit. And it's right across the street from actually one of the most famous hotels. It's right across from the Beverly Hills Hotel. And that'll be on your right shortly. Oh, those are the hugs and kisses from the rich people. Well, technically from their garden. But when we make this right, you're going to see a big, giant, beautiful pink and white hotel. It's the Beverly Hills Hotel that opened in 1914. It's the home of the Polo Lounge. That's a cool place to hang out. And it's actually known as the Hotel California. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually where the Eagles did their music video for that hit song. The real Hotel California, anybody know where that is? It's actually in Santa Monica. The Hotel California. Such a lovely place. And it's actually known as the Hotel California. And if you look across this park, everyone, the light's going to turn green in just a second. So it's that light colored house with the white trim and the white iron gates. That is our current home of our 45th president. Remember I told you it's the same color of his hair and his makeup. That's how I know it's his. There you go, Donald Trump's. Either very exciting for you or kind of scary. Ooh, hello, $500,000. Let's catch a shot. Next up is an Elvis Presley fan. When Elvis was living in LA, he was working as a movie star, and of course, he made 33 films as a movie star, but he also was a recording artist, making his albums at Capitol Records, which is back in Hollywood. So ladies and gentlemen, oh, there's my coworker. They're doing a private charter. Hello. Hi, Denise. Everyone say hi, Denise. Hi, honey. Hi, darling. How are you? What's up, girl? Where to have their wedding. It's also where Kim and Kanye had the baby showers. There's an event up the street that we're not invited to. That's why all the security. How's it going? Hello. But everyone look right. This is the mansion we brought you to, right here on the right. And hello, my coworker. How's it going? How's it going? What's up? Everyone, they're doing shoveling. They're doing shoveling. But if you look here, this is the mansion we're trying to show you. This is the last home of Elvis Presley, and he lived here from 1960. And he actually owned it at the time of his passing, but most of us know where he passed. He passed in Memphis, Tennessee at his mansion called Graceland. Because of the way the sun sets today, it might be a little hard, but I'll stop here and you look over this black gate, kind of up to the back right now. Look straight up. You can see it up on the hill. Elvis Presley's last LA home. The address is 144 Monteville. In our archives at Starline, we actually have the driver's. This is where the 911 call came from on June 25th, 2009. Right here. This is where he was supposed to leave the estate July 1st, but died 6 days before the departure. Here on our left is the front entrance to the last home he was living in. And this is not Neverland Ranch, everyone. Neverland Ranch is 3 hours north of us in Santa Barbara. We're going to turn left, and you'll see the front gates where the ambulance carrying the body of Michael Jackson Bentley. Hello, Bentley. Anybody know? Let's go slow. Hi there. Hello. How's it going? Hi there. Oh, it's kind of cute. Hello. A little young for me. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome. We're going to turn left here. And also, we'll see older and some current homes. Oh, hello, Aston Martin. Let's just wait. Hello, that's what money looks like. Hi, Aston Martin. Hi, Aston Martin. Now, I'm not sure how many of you came on board just to see where Paris Hilton grew up, but look left on the right. Look to your right. Right here. This is where Mr. Hart, that's Daphne Coleman, lived. He was in the movie, that is, everyone. So, yeah, so most people recognize him by Richard Gere. And we know that because there's photos of him and Cindy Crawford standing right here when they were married. A lot of you probably weren't even born when they were a couple, but that was 1990, everyone. Called 9 to 5, right here, everyone, on the right. Look to your right, right here. And they now both have homes, right? But this is Renee Zellweger. Most of us know her as... The sad part about this neighborhood, old glamorous home. On the left, they're doing that right now. This beautiful, beautiful... Dean Martin actually lived here the longest. Tom Jones once lived here. When I started as a tour guide, this was Nicolas Cage's house. And that's on our left-hand side. Very friendly family. And they'll probably ask you if you're working on your rewards points. You say yes. That means you're staying at the Hilton. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I make this left, we're going to go up a hill. But there's a house across the street that everyone thinks is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house. Remember I told you it's not. Secret Service, we're here. You can see the security camera still looking at us. If you look closely through the chain link fence, there's a motion detector going through it. So this is the last home of our former First Lady, Nancy Reagan. She's laid to rest in Simi Valley, right, 419. And this address today is being remodeled, but right here, everyone. This used to be Alfred. We'll rent it to you if you're interested. You can say you slept where the Beatles slept. Tons of archives here that you can find, showing them being interviewed here, staying here, parties, things like that. Where I spent most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all shooting some neon sign. Spells out Bel-Air. Then if you just go up to the next traffic light, that's where you would enter the campus of UCLA. So on our right, Bel-Air, and we're turning left. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll turn left here. This will take us out to Wilshire Boulevard, which will be taking us back into Beverly Hills and to the most requested drive of all, and that will take us to Rodeo. So sit back, relax. We'll be in Beverly Hills in about 2 minutes or less. Camera's up so you can take pictures. Now, if you're a true fan of Ellen, they own about 14 different properties in Los Angeles. They buy old houses. Okay. We'll be in Beverly Hills in about 2 minutes or less. The camera 5 is the West Coast White House. It's the current home of the Golden Globes. So those little gold statues are handed out second week in January. A very sad story. 5 years ago, February 11th, 2012, this is where Whitney Houston died, right here on our right-hand side. And next up is the brand new Waldorf Astoria, right here. Brand new hotel, just opened. Great place to check in if you want. And we should be about 2, maybe 3 minutes, and Rodeo Drive will be on your left, and the Real Pretty Woman Hotel will be on your right-hand side. over to your left, you'll see Rochester Big and Tall. So this is part of the retail here, shopping. Big and Tall, I would just think, you know, the black and yellow one we see all the time, but never the black and silver. That's the Four Seasons Beverly Hills. So ladies and gentlemen, if you look to your top left now, this tan building with the dark brown trim, it's called the Montage. For those that do not know, this is also a 5-star resort. But do you know what the top 2 floors are? It was an $18.5 million condo. Miss Netherlands, Holland, you moved, I guess. You were over here, now you're there.
Yeah.
Miss car or anything. On the right is beautiful little gardens. Excellent place to have coffee, tea, gelato, ice cream. This is Beverly Drive. You've got shops here that you can pronounce, like Sephora, Pottery Barn. And again, for those that are fans of Pretty Woman, look left. It's Bull Miche that's coming up on the left there. Bull Miche, right here in Napa. If you look over, that's the store that Julia Roberts went in and the ladies weren't nice to her, remember? Big mistake, huge. But when it was filmed in 1990, it was on Rodeo Drive. It's been moved here since just about 7 years ago, actually. On the right is actually the Cheesecake Factory. Great place for cheesecake. I always start with that first because you usually don't have room if you don't. Order the lemon meringue. Hello, hello. Hi there, very nice. Beverly Drive, everyone, just 1 block away from Rodeo. And then we're going to head to our very last part of the tour in just a moment. That will be the Sunset Strip. So we'll be at Beverly Hills for just a little bit longer. Kind of quiet. Jewish deli called Nathan Al's Delicatessen. On the left-hand side is a restaurant called The Farm, great place for breakfast. And if you're still looking left, you're going to see the Paley Center of Media on our left-hand side. Just to put it easier, everyone, it's actually like a museum about television. The world of television. They are featuring American Horror Story. This is the same bike list that we passed earlier. Sure, we'll pass them again. This was built as a bronze statue in the early 1920s, and they photographed it. They built a little pond below it, a little lily pond, but it's called the Beverly Hills Night Ball. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually what you know from the police station in Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3. If you saw Beverly Hills Chihuahua, the Chihuahuas ran down these stairs right here on the right. The truth is, it's City Hall. It's not the police station at all, but guess what? It's pretty, so why not use it as one? The real police station is straight ahead, everyone, kind of 1 o'clock. That flat roof building with the antennas. You're going to see blue and white signs on both the left and the right. It says Beverly Hills Police. The other one says Police Department. So this is the real police station. We call this the most famous building on the tour because of how many celebrities have checked in there. Yep. So that's to your right, the real one. And the real pretty one that you see in movies and television. Nightclub. Upstairs is a restaurant called Stamos. At the top, club is a rock and roll venue that was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and this is the home of the Go-Go Girls. Guns N' Roses played here, Motley Crue, Buffalo Springfield, Johnny Rivers. Yeah, right here to the left. So it's just past it. That famous people would just stand up and wave at us because it works out better that way. Hello, hello. Keep looking at Chinese restaurants on the right called Chin Chin Grill. And if you look left, you'll see the Italian restaurant called Cafe Meadow. To the left is a 24-hour diner that's known as Mel's Drive-In. This one was built to the left to look like Burger City, which was featured in American Job. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not where you get your cars fixed. No, 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 no. It's where the ladies take their clothes off. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Been here since the 1950s. Rumor is they have original dances. So that's on our right-hand side, the body shop. And if you look left, the pink building is called the Pink Taco. It is actually a Mexican restaurant serving tacos, burritos, quesadillas, salsa, and beer. If you look right above it, that's the Chateau Marmont. The Chateau Marmont on our left-hand side. And this is where about 4 traffic lights, and then you'll be back at the terminal. This is where I get to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you felt safe and entertained. If you did, you can tell your friends and family about Starline Tours. If you had fun with me, you can tell them your tour guide was Lisa, Lisa, Lisa. If you didn't have fun, you have complaints or concerns, my name is Penelope. But we'll be done in just a moment. Please look around and make sure you have everything that you came with. Hats, sunglasses, cell phones, cameras. The cameras and the cell phones are actually the 2 most popular that we find, because a lot of people think it's in their back pocket, but it's actually in the back of the seat. So please take time to look around and make sure you have everything. Last but not least are our little tip signs in our buses. It's to inform or educate those that are visiting Hollywood for the first time. It's how we earn our living, so all tips are greatly appreciated. And I will say please and thank you in advance. We'll be turning left at the 3rd light just up ahead, and that will put us back where we started. The Hollywood Walk of Fame, those pink stars on the boulevard, actually begin right over here on our right with Elvis Presley and the Beatles star. So it's just 2 blocks from where we started our tour. If you're looking for the most requested stars, that would be Michael, you get something free. You're here on the right, everyone. So that if it thinks you're going to do some shopping, take that. If you don't think you're going to do any, no need to take it. But that'll be here to our left, and this is our last and final light. So give me just a moment, and we'll be turning. It looks like there's a little bit of a traffic jam. Always happens, people coming in at this time. So turning as soon as we can. And welcome back, and thank you guys. Thank you. I'll give you a round of applause.
But I know it'd be nice if they had like one that says get one into the heart here. But thank you.
It was fun, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
Beautiful.
Oh, you're so nice.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, good. Well, I gave you a little different.
I think I will put the movie on the YouTube,
Oh, okay.
and I want to show me something
Okay.
interesting about the LA.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you came to LA. I hope you had fun.
You look so smart.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. You were fun
Anytime.
too.
Okay, thank you very much for
Bye-bye.
everything. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.